9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
From New Jersey, the timeless elite one, Stone Cold Courtney Rice.
I have a lot to say. You wretched little bitch!
Oh, did you miss me? It is Wednesday. You know what that means. It is Timeless Elite Wednesday, not this bullshit CEO Wednesday. I don't know what the hell that happened while I was gone. I am back from the residency in Philadelphia. The first week, I will be talking a lot more of my experience, not only on here, but also on WWT Live afterwards. At the incredible 2300 arena, it was magical, super magical. And we are in week number 2 in the historic 2300 arena. And I'm looking at this. We are kicking off Dynamite. And this is the second week in a row that it's been sold out for Dynamite. Second week in a row, it's been sold out. And it was crazy. I was like, so glad I'm in the right. No, Boza, I am back. I am back. I am happy to be with all of you because you get to spend 2 hours with me. Hi, Terry M. Thank you for joining, Maria. And we are kicking off with Gabe Kidd because he did say something to Darby Allin last week. So let's hear what Gabe Kidd has to say. Because I know he wants Darby. Yeah, he's calling out Darby Allin. Because remember, Darby Allin put out the challenge to Jon Moxley to challenge him at All Out in Toronto. I saw a sign that says Save Our Septa. Whoa. And speaking of Darby, he just came down of the woodwork. This man, hey, look, you can say whatever you want about Darby. He can be crazy. He can be all you want, but... oh, my goodness. Yeah. And Gabe Kidd, he's trying to finish off what he started. He's trying to finish it off. But I just want Darby to beat the crap out of Gabe Kidd because I didn't appreciate him spitting on Willow's face because he's on my enemies list. But the thing about Darby is he does not quit. And he's going to need a lot of help with the Death Riders because, as we mentioned, Ospreay is hurt. Swerve is hurt. They're both taking time off. I don't know what's going on with Daniel Garcia and Moxley because if you saw Collision last weekend, apparently Jon Moxley was talking to Daniel Garcia about something and Daddy Magic wasn't having it. But we're seeing Gabe Kidd trying to put a beating on Darby Allin because he put the challenge out last week. So it looks like it's going to be something. But Gabe Kidd in the barricade, trust me, these guys. Hi, Zach Minner. Ooh, it's National Baby Back Ribs Day. Interesting. That is good to know. And it's always good because we are at the unofficial end of summer. But as I mentioned, we do have a lot of action happening on the road to All Out in Toronto. Of course, we have the TBS Championship match. My lady, Alex Windsor, taking on, coffin drop by Darby Allin onto Gabe Kidd. You can say whatever you want about Darby. Darby will not stay down. But as I mentioned, the TBS title, Mercedes Moné taking on my other gal, Alex Windsor. We're also, as Boza mentioned, the tag team titles. We are going to have Claudio and that little runt Wheeler Yuta taking on Brodito. We're also going to hear from, I know, Christian Cage and Adam Copeland, but I'm still going to call them Edge and Christian. We're going to hear from them ahead of their match against FTR. And we also have that all-star 8-man tag team match where we do have members of Don Callis family taking on Hangman, Kenny Omega, and Jet Speed. And surprise, surprise, that little runt Wheeler Yuta is out there. So we're Darby. It's pretty much like 4-on-1 for him. But you may have to, because I know he tried to do a little bit of an army last year, and he has his trusty skateboard with all those thumbtacks. You know, when he brings that out, that is something. Well, take that, Wheeler Yuta. And I think it's going to probably segue into the tag team title match happening. Take that, Yuta. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Darby, he can do no wrong. Yeah, Buzz, I'll be talking about that throughout the next 2 hours because the residency was just so fun the first week. But like I said, this is the second week. Dynamite has been sold out. And that's a good thing. That is really a good thing for them. And I'm really happy. And what's Darby going to do here? Uh-oh. Well, here comes Claudio, Marina Shafir, and Jon Moxley. But we know Darby wants Moxley. I know Darby, it's hard for him because it's pretty much 4 or 5 on 1. The poor guy. And, oh, who is that? The lights are off. Oh, it's Hook! It's the signal! Because we did see Hook make his return last week, making amends because the Death Riders attacked him. But it was so nice to see Hook last week, especially the place where his daddy created. And as you notice, he did change his theme song because his original theme song, the license, expired. But Hook did not come alone. He has Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and where's Shibata at? What is Marina Shafir doing? I mean, I never have a problem with intergender matches, but it's kind of getting to a point repetitive where I just want to see somebody beat the crap out of Marina Shafir. Oh, and there's Willow Nightingale. I stand corrected. I'm still waiting on my match with her. I'm still waiting because you also got to remember too, Jon Moxley's also interacting with Chris Statlander as well. So that's also something to figure out. But I still am waiting for my one-on-one match, Willow and Marina Shafir, because I just want somebody to beat the crap out of her. That's all I want. I just want it, and it should have happened at All In Texas. But if it's gonna happen in Toronto or Wrestle Dream or Full Gear, I guess. But I just really want them to go one-on-one. That's it. Just one-on-one. But like I said, I'm still trying to figure out my head with Chris Statlander or Willow and Moxley and Yuta. It's trying to wrap my head around this. And we do see Gabe Kidd and Darby Allin backstage at 2300. And Gabe Kidd really wants to destroy him. Jeez, Gabe Kidd really wants to destroy him. And it's funny, we haven't seen Shibata. What's he doing? Oh, if you remember, that's the same hammer that Mox and Marina Shafir hit Isaiah Cassidy with. And oh, and where's Darby? Where's Darby going? Where's Darby going? Oh, he threw powder. It looked like powder. I think it did, but he really is suffocating him. Oh my God. Darby. Oh boy. He's going to put him in a body bag the same way he did Marina Shafir. Oh my God. And what's Darby going to do here? Because I see the chain tied up to the truck. So I'm guessing I am very nervous what Darby's going to do here. But this is Darby Allin. He thrives on this. What's Darby doing? Where's he taking him? He's taking it for a ride. And you remember when, like, with DX did the same thing with Mick Foley when Mick Foley was inside a cage? That's crazy. Wow. That is crazy. An interesting way to kick off Dynamite. Yes, and the big news that happened today, because we'll talk about WWT, the big news that happened, AEW All Out Toronto will be available on HBO Max, and if you are a subscriber, it will be $39.99. So the big news happened courtesy of AEW socials. It has been confirmed. And also, it'll be moved to an earlier time at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So big news. I'm sure me and the rest of the team are going to be talking about this on WWT a little bit later at 10 o'clock. But as I mentioned, we do have some matches. We have All-Star 8-man tag team match. We also have the AEW World Tag Team titles on the line as well. And like I said, the TBS title will be on the line. We're also going to hear from, I'm still going to call him Edge and Christian. I know people call him Adam Copeland, Christian Cage, but we're going to hear from them ahead of their big match against FTR. And speaking of that, we're going to kick off with the ladies tonight. We're going to kick off with Mercedes Moné taking on my other lady, Alex Windsor. So it's going to be a fun match. And yes, I was there last week when she had her 9-belt celebration. And yeah, she had some interesting words to say to Alex, especially towards her man. Because if I were you, you have not been in your relationship for more than 6 months, Missy. So you should not be talking about anybody's relationship. But I think this is going to be a good match with Alex, get her feet wet. And also with the fact, too, this could really help her because if they want to make her be the person to get that TBS title from Mercedes, I do think this is going to be a very interesting rivalry. It could be. Like I said, Mercedes is almost there, breaking Jade's record. She's going to break it next month around Wrestle Dream. But I do think they can build this up the similar way they did with Chris Statlander, but kind of elevate it. I know, Boza, it is 20 minutes, but I want her to break Jade's record and then drop it. Okay, so but here she is, the TBS champion. She is the reigning TBS champion, and it's nice that we're kicking off with the ladies tonight instead of the usual 9:30. But of course, I got to go with my lady Alex Windsor, but I really think there is going to be a lot more story to this, especially if they're trying to make her the one to do it. I just want to at least continue this build up because I'm always concerning because AEW has inconsistencies when it comes to storylines, most specifically in their women's division. But I do think we shall see on that. But yeah, we're gonna see on that. And oh, our producer for the future. Well, Dylan, to be fair, she did have some things to say about her man last week. I'm just saying. Because she said she was going to put Alex Windsor in a hospital bed next to her man. I'm just saying. Like, you haven't been in a relationship for more than 6 months. So, push. But here is my other lady, Alex Windsor. She's definitely, but like I said, I think if they're really going to do it, I just hope similar to what they did with Chris Statlander and Mercedes, but I think kind of amping it up a little bit. And please not bring anybody's relationships into this. Please. But here we go, because we have our first match. We're kicking off with the ladies. The TBS title, Mercedes Moné, taking on my other gal, Alex Windsor. One-on-one, always a good way to kick off 2300 in the historic arena. And this is your timeless elite here. And I'm very excited, but I will share some stories on my residency last week because I was on site for the first Dynamite, Collision, and also Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor. Oh boy, it was just crazy. And yes, Boza, it actually came in the press release when they were talking about All Out Toronto. So that is good to know. London, Ontario will be a special one. So get ready. Get set, and we're gonna have some fun. And she's really put that submission hold on it. And I think if they really want to protect Alex, I feel like if they don't want to do pinfall, it could possibly end in a draw. Because I really want to see this keep going and also continue growing Alex Windsor as a serious contender for it. So this was actually really something to really think about because I just don't want Alex to be pinned. I want them to continue this storyline. And also, like I said, Mercedes is not that far from breaking Jade's record. She's not that far. And I would like for her to break Jade's record. I mean, it would be weird if she dropped it right before her record. But I do think you should not take Alex Windsor very lightly. She was a Rev Pro Women's Champion. She also did wrestle well known in the UK. And also with the fact too, when she was wrestling, I would really think that at that time she tore her. Dylan, did I just say that she was not going to win this match? I said it was going to end in a draw, because if you want to keep this story going and make her a serious contender, it would probably end in either a draw or something sneaky. I know. I mean, I would like for her to win, but yeah, exactly. It's just like coming into play because, like I said, yep, she took Sari to the limit. Yeah, exactly. So, like I said, I would not be shocked if it did end in a draw or a DQ, because that's why I said you want to protect Alex. If you want to make her a serious contender for that TBS title, you gotta at least continue to play the tap. Just let her break Jay's record first. Oh, nice move by Alex. She was fun to watch on Collision. Oh, is that? Hold on, I'm trying to see this. Is that? It looked like Flash Garden in the front row. It did look like him. Sorry, I'm just like in a gaze, because if you don't know who Flash Garden is, he raps Swerve's theme song alongside him. So I thought so. 1, 2, kick out by Mercedes Moné. But yeah, it's nice that we're kicking off with the ladies. And yeah, I suppose I'll go back to your point. Unfortunately with Taz, because it was really nice to be there last week where they did a surprise for Taz after the first week of Dynamite. It was supposed to be on Collision, the celebration, but per Taz's request, he wants to have it at Dynamite after this. So it was stuck. And speaking of that, they did talk about September to Remember, Wednesday, September 17th. So it'll be a special edition of Timeless Elite Wednesday. Obviously, we do have a countdown. And we're going to have a Saturday brawl. Saturday, September. Well, it's 0 hour, but they call it like a brawl. But it's on TV, and obviously All Out Toronto. It's going to be so fun in Toronto, Canada, and the fans are going to go nuts. Look at Alex. She's just like jamming the knee. And she's putting that submission hold in, but she has to remember she can't. She's under the rope. So even if she taps, it's not. She can't do it. But I think it's DQ or time limit or draw. Kick to the face by Mercedes. Oof. Powerbomb outside of the ring. Oof. Well, let's see. Mercedes. Yeah, she does with the count out. But woo! This is a great way to kick off. And even though we're in picture, the match is still going on live. So this is not a ghost. This is your Timeless Elite, your PR princess, Stone Cold Courtney with you. I am back because this is what happens when you're good at your job and somebody wants to take it. And Dylan, you're guilty of it last week, because how dare you make that graphic? How dare you? So, but I will have a lot to say on WWT after this, because once we done this watch along, I'm just gonna hop on a WWT and I will do my post show and quick analysis there, because it makes a lot more sense to do it. But I wonder if Boss Man moved up all the rumors. Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest buzz with AJ. And if you saw the watch along myself and Honey and I did for Clash in Paris, it kind of did make sense with AJ. But for me, I work in PR. I'm going to take things with a grain of salt, because I would love nothing more for AJ to come back. But we'll see as time will tell. I know Councilman apologized on Monday for you taking Monday off to recover. I know it's very rare for me to miss WWT Live, but I was exhausted. Like doing 3 nights, I doing 3 nights in a row and just being in that arena, it was just so magical. The energy was there. Everybody was so excited. Just seeing all the action live and in person, it was just so fun to be in. And we will be talking a lot more about this, not just here, but also on WWT as well and throughout the week, because I still have content I have to post. Just being there and also representing WWT, it was so fun to be in, seeing all the wrestlers enjoy Philadelphia, because we are in week number 2 of the residency. And so cool you got to ask Athena a question about our company. Yeah, I was going to, because I knew I bet you somebody was going to ask her 2 questions about Mercedes Moné, and I think she might have been in and out of kayfabe for a little bit, but I wanted to ask her about that because that's a huge milestone. Like, that was the first time she ever did. It was sold out, and I'm surprised no one ever even asked her about that question, but I tried to do my homework, and that's how good I am. But also, I got to ask Tony Khan a question regarding the Ring of Honor Pure Women's Championship Tournament, because the first round did happen last week on Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor, and you could actually watch it on YouTube for free, because obviously, of course, there was a situation that happened with one in the StreamYard. So Tony Khan, and Tony Khan actually made the rest of the pay-per-view for free, so you can watch it on YouTube, and also the incoming episodes of Ring of Honor will be free. So just a little quick FYI there. And we are back live in the start of week 2 of the 2300 Arena Residency, the TBS title. Mercedes Moné taking on Alex Windsor, my lady. And also, this is really interesting too, because if they execute this, I'm saying this is a big if they execute this storyline very properly, I think this could be a very serious step, because I know people thought when Chris Statlander faced off against Mercedes, people thought Chris Statlander was a threat, even though they met like 2-3 times. But I feel like with Alex, I feel like there's a lot more to this. So that's why I want Mercedes to break Jade's record first, since it's going to be during Wrestle Dream. And when she breaks it, she could drop the belt. So I do think there is a lot more. And also with the fact, too, she could and also, if they continue keep feuding, Alex could also get some guidance on my main lady, the woman that pinned Mercedes Moné, Toni Storm. She can also definitely get some guidance from Toni, because she has worked under Toni, and it's really nice working alongside. Kick out made by Mercedes. It could also be an opportunity for Alex, because she's working alongside Toni Storm. Toni could probably provide her tips, and I feel like that's like one of her biggest cheerleaders, because who wouldn't want the reigning AEW Women's Champion in your corner? But Alex is putting on that submission hold very tightly, and here comes Mercedes. Like I said, I would not be shocked if it ended in a draw, because this is 20 minutes, so we shall see. And yes, Boza, she did make this personal, even though Will Ospreay is on the shelf for now. And Terry, I can tell you are a big fan of the CEO Mercedes Moné, as it should be. Ooh, that was a nice counter by Mercedes. Kick out by Alex Windsor. Backbreaker. Yeah, it's just the thing is, I don't want like Alex's name to be another added to Mercedes' list on who she pinned. I want this to be physical. Okay, 10-minute warning. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I would not be shocked if it did end in a draw or a DQ. So as Boza said, we got the 10 minutes. But I knew these ladies were definitely going to bring it, especially being at the historic arena at 2300. I'm just so happy. Second week, it is sold out. I don't care what you say. Sold out is sold out. You can make the argument, and here Alex, she really is putting that submission hold. Mercedes broke it underneath the ropes. Oof, now both of them are outside the ring. And Alex is she really is putting that submission hold. She doesn't want to let go. Aubrey is really trying to get these ladies back in the ring. Oh, she's putting in that submission hold. She wants her to pay. But the thing is, even though Mercedes tapped, even though she tapped, you got to get her in the ring, Alex. And you can't win by a count out either because she's still going to have the belt. Well, both ladies are in the ring. All right, here we go. Mercedes putting that submission hold in. I'm pretty sure Toni Storm is cheering in spirit of her new friend. She's got the backbreaker. Ooh, Alex really stood up after that backbreaker. You very rarely ever see anybody, but these two ladies are really giving it their all. So we got to give a round of applause to them. They are giving it their all in the historic 2300 arena. Look, as many times as I take jabs about Mercedes, and sometimes she deserves them, you can't deny the wrestling she has done, the impact she made, the influence that she made, the draw that she made. Wrestling-wise, you can't take anything away from her. And I will always appreciate her wrestling-wise. Like she's a really great wrestler. She wrestled all over the world. Only women to wrestle in Arena Mexico, Wembley Stadium, Tokyo Dome, and Madison Square Garden. Yes, Boza the booking, but she did gamble on herself and she proved it. She proved it. She worked hard for it. You can't deny her of it. You can't deny her of it. And I think this is going to be it. I just don't want them to make Alex very weak. That's the problem. I don't want her to make weak. Ooh, nice move. Kick out made by Mercedes. I feel like these ladies are definitely going to meet again. Like if this ends in a draw, it's going to be probably round 2 and also the story to continue. Because like I said, if they really want to make Alex a serious contender, they're going to really have to make her a lot more stronger. Exactly. I think this will be the first time like Mercedes had ended in a draw, because every match is by pinfall, and every single match I can't recall since she's been at AEW a match ended in a draw. So there's always a first for everything. But I really want Alex to be a strong contender for that TBS. And I will say with Mercedes, she has built a series of contenders for that TBS title. But here comes Mercedes. Ooh, you can see the look on Mercedes' face. She looks exhausted. But she has a submission hold in. And Alex is trying to get to that rope. She does not want to tap. She does not want to tap. I'm busy looking at Mercedes' facial expression, like, oh my God. And whoop. She got her finger on the rope, but Mercedes blocked it. It looked like, I hope it doesn't look like she's going to pass out. Exactly, Boza. And you know what's funny? Hold on. Ooh, kick out made. That was actually a nice counter by Alex. I want to know how many minutes are left in this. 3. Oh, I thought it was going to be a draw, but yeah, you're winner of this match by pinfall. Still TBS champion Mercedes Moné. But like I said, I'm going to tell you something. If they really want to build a strong contender, because I will say this, if they really want to build a strong contender out of her, they're going to have to really push it. And I think it'll be nice to see a storyline made. Don't worry, Boza. I'm sure he's going to be on WWT, but Honey will be in charge on tonight's show. Look at Mercedes. Like, what is she doing? Is she trying to give Alex? And she's still talking trash to my lady. I mean, at least Alex, she's being the bigger woman. She's trying to shake her hand. Man, she gave her the finger, and I told you this ain't gonna be the end. Alex was about to put her in submission hold. This will not be the last time you see these two ladies. I feel like this is gonna be a lot of bad blood here. And who is that? Who's that? Oh, that's Rio! We haven't seen Rio in forever! She's a former AEW Women's Champion. We haven't seen her in forever! And if you recall, when Mercedes first appeared on AEW television, she encountered Rio. And we haven't seen her in like over a year. I'm so happy to see her back. I'm so happy that she's back. No, Boza, she's not done with AEW. She had an injury. She sustained an injury, and she had to take some time off. But I'm happy to see her back. Because if you recall, like I said, when Mercedes first came into AEW, she encountered her. She was one of the first few ladies, and she once had TBS title. Interesting. But like I said, Mercedes Moné retained the title. We got to see Rio. And we're here to see Samoa Joe and Powerhouse Hobbs talking to Renee Paquette. Well, that's the question. Where does Hook stand with the ops? That is true. I wonder where Shibata is. Jeez. Well, that was very interesting. Well, yeah, a lot of complicated there because we did see what happened there. But we kicked off with the ladies. Well, Terry, to be fair, it's not making her look weak. It's just sooner or later it's going to catch up. And also, Bozo, go back to your point regarding Mercedes doing traveling. Bryan Danielson actually had an interesting point when he was doing commentary. And this was at Forbidden Door. And he was kind of mentioning on how the stamina is catching up to Mercedes and she doesn't feel exhausted. And Bryan Danielson knows because the guy travels. So it's just sooner or later getting gassed. It's just really much getting gassed on it. So that I think Bryan Danielson said this on commentary during Forbidden Door is like, maybe it's the best. But we shall see because we got to see the return. We got to see the return of Rio. She came back because, like I said, she was out for injury, other personal reasons, but happy she came to the aid of Alex Windsor. I feel like Alex Windsor still has some business, so we'll see what happens to that TBS title. But I will say it has, since Mercedes has held the TBS title, she has made some good, reliable contenders. Question is, who's going to be the one she's going to drop to? That's the $1 million question, but we shall see on that. Let's see. Was all the media at Death Before Dishonor surprised that you guys didn't leave? Well, that's really interesting. The way it was set up, they kind of did it in the announcers table, which actually made a lot more sense. I don't think so, because we all stayed and watched, and plus they gave us stickers too, because if we know there were media, we had to like stay in a circle, so it really wasn't that bad. But I will say I wouldn't mind doing more Ring of Honor media scrum, because it was very small. It was, I kid you not, it was like very small, which I like. And also with the fact too, Tony Khan is very short in a good way. In a good way. I'm short too. I got nothing against short people, but he's very short. He's very approachable. He likes wrestling. You could say what you want. Sure, he's made some head scratching decisions, but he does know about wrestling. And, you could call him many things, but he's a guy that's a billionaire and he's doing his business. And I was very happy I got to ask Tony a question regarding the Ring of Honor Pure Women's Championship match. And like I said, asking the question with Athena, that's going to be posted in the coming days. So I know it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad, Boza, because thankfully I was not far from Philly. It was like 40 minutes from me. But yeah, we didn't get out probably till like 2 o'clock in the morning, which wasn't bad. I mean, like I said, for me, I'm not far from Philly. So, but I need to catch up on that rest. And then getting up the next day to do Collision, that was a bit of a bust. So it really wasn't that bad. And plus they had to time it too. But I was very happy I got to attend it. This is your Timeless Elite, your PR princess, Stone Cold Courtney, whatever you want to call me. This is Timeless Elite Wednesday. Not the bullshit CEO Wednesday. Because, yeah, I got thrown under the bus. Like, just because I was out. And, we're hearing from Ricochet in the Gates of Agony. So Ricochet's talking about the history with the Hurt Syndicate. It happened 7 years ago before they came to AEW. I think it's going to be a really interesting rivalry that both of these trios are going to have. And with the fact, too, this can establish the Gates of Agony as serious tag team contenders. Well, it's going to be a fun, interesting rivalry with the Hurt Syndicate and Ricochet and the Gates of Agony. So it looks like this challenge isn't made. They're going to settle this in Toronto at All Out. Well, we shall see if MVP answers the call. This pairing actually makes sense. This pairing makes sense. Oh, look at the banner. They're going to do the banner of the Hardcore Hall of Fame. They have Taz's name on there, which will happen after the show. Oh, it was earlier today. It was earlier today that they did this. So amazing. I'm happy they did it earlier instead of afterwards. And here is Mark Briscoe, because we didn't get to see him last week, but he did put a challenge into Kyle Fletcher because he wants that TNT championship. He wants that TNT championship really bad. And yes, Boza, to be fair, regarding the Ring of Honor Women's Pure Championship match, I think Tony had to scramble this because, as I mentioned, some of the ladies were hurt, and Queen Amanada had to get an emergency passport because apparently her original one was misplaced and she had to get an emergency one, and she actually flew back to Philly on Friday. Yeah, it was it was crazy, but I'm happy Queen Amanada finally got an emergency passport there. But nice to see Mark Briscoe. He's familiar with the 2300 arena. Always good to see Mark Briscoe. But also congratulations, Taz, too. He got his banner. Congratulations to him, and he deserved it. Warm, huge reception from Mark Briscoe. And he's going to talk on the mic. So let's hear what he has to say. I love that Mark Briscoe is going back to memory lane. And look, they do a shirt of his brother Jay, because he got him. The Briscoes have a lot of history at 2300. Yep, that's his focus. Kyle Fletcher in the TNT Championship. He will do whatever it takes to get that title and become the face of TNT. Oh, God. I will say this. Don Callis was booed at the building when I was there the first 3 nights. I kid you not. I was in heaven. F Don Callis. I love it. I love it. And somebody was yelling like, F you, Don Callis. Mark. Oh my God. And here comes that creep, Don Callis. Here comes that creep. And we will see the rest of his family members later tonight in that all-star 8-man tag team match. But he has Rocky Romero and Lance Archer with them. So, no, Boza, it's okay. I actually did like it when people chanting F Don Callis. But, oh, geez, I got to listen to this troll right here. Oh, boy. Oh, geez. Using that as an excuse. All-star 8-man tag team match. So this Saturday on Collision will be Mark Briscoe taking on Konosuke Takeshita. This Saturday on Collision. And I'm going to tell you something. I've been saying this for weeks. Okada. Takeshita is going to be the one to take Okada's belts. Because soon enough, you've seen little snippets of it. You've seen them interact with each other last week. They looked like they were going to come to blows, but Takeshita is going to be the one to take Okada's belt. And with the fact, too, Okada has not had a pinfall loss since he's been on AEW. So I think Takeshita is going to be the guy to give Okada his pinfall. So, but we do see these two staring off with each other. These two know each other very, very well. Oh boy. Mark Briscoe wants to fight. He wants to fight in his own stomping grounds. Question is, oh, so it's going to be Rocky Romero. It's going to be Rocky Romero answering the challenge. But is it going to be Lance Archer? I guess it's going to be Lance Archer taking on Mark Briscoe. I guess so. It's going to be Lance Archer taking on Mark Briscoe. Let's get a ref out here. I guess they don't. Yep, here comes a ref. Ring the bell. Here we go. We have a bonus match. Mark Briscoe taking on Lance Archer. It looks like it's going to be a warm-up match before his match this Saturday against Konosuke Takeshita. Oh, nice insecurity by Mark. He's going to fly. Ooh, nice drop kick by Mark. Ooh, Lance Archer hitting Mark Briscoe outside the ring. Kick out made by Mark Briscoe. But yeah, talking about a little bit being at the arena, it was just really cool and magical on the sounds of everything. And I will say, you would think when you be there in person, it's actually not that bad. But I was very happy to experience it. Oh, that was a nasty hit onto Mark Briscoe. But it was so cool just being there the first 3 nights and just seeing the energy there and the atmosphere, how historic was. And we are in picture-in-picture, even though the match is still going live, it is picture-in-picture. I was actually in the arena when Jax argued with that FedEx worker. It was just like, oh my God. And then I seen it blow up on socials and I'm like, apparently I think he got into the face, not just Dax, but I think it was Cash too. And I think there was a little bit of a gruntle disagreement right there. But it was crazy. It's just being in that arena was just so magical. I was very happy to experience the first 3 nights there. And I recommend anybody, if you're in Philadelphia, if you're not that far, please go to any of the shows for AEW. It's definitely something. Like I said, we have, I mean, obviously Dynamite was sold out, but we do have Collision. There's tickets still available for Collision this Saturday. Also next week, hopefully there's some tickets for Dynamite left. I could imagine that's going to sell out too. And also we have Collision next Thursday. So now's the time. Now is the time. And also making moves too, promoting the brand as well, which that's something we'll talk about throughout the 2 hours. I got to meet one of the brands that supports AEW, iDrink. I got to meet the person that owns it. And it was really nice to have that conversation. I got to meet them. They were really great. So just continuing that and just really getting WWT's foot in the door as well. But it was really nice, an opportunity. And also, I'm pretty sure I'm going to talk about this on WWT After Dark. But I kind of noticed I was the only person that had a professional camera. Well, I mean, there was like 2 people that were there. But I'm like looking at the rest of the wrestling media. And I'm just like, you don't have a professional camera, you're recording off your phone. I mean, I get it. Everybody's recording on their phone, but should at least had a microphone or something. But I don't know. I don't like to judge, but I think I'm going to be talking more about that subject on WWT Live because I think there needs to be a lot of proper etiquette when it comes to wrestling media. And yeah, there just needs to be that. But I think I'll probably say that for Friday's episode for WWT After Dark. But we are back live with a bonus match. Lance Archer taking on Mark Briscoe. As you know, Mark Briscoe has been trying to get his hands on Kyle Fletcher and become the next TNT champion, but he has to go through hurdles within the Don Callis family. Mark Briscoe's facing Lance Archer tonight, and will be taking on Konosuke Takeshita this Saturday on Collision. Yep, they have the banner there. It's official for Saturday. Mark Briscoe, he's just so funny. I just love Mark. He's just such a ball of energy. The fans are really going for Mark Briscoe, so. All right, Mark Briscoe. Aha! They have them boys. That's so cute. I love it. Mark Briscoe wants to wrap up this match. Wrap it up. This is so fun. I just can't believe they're here. I will say, when you go in that stadium, I know people think when they look at it, it's small on TV. It's actually really big if you go live. It's really, really big. Kick out made by Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe's not... He's not going down without a fight. Oh, nice move by Briscoe. Chop made by Mark Briscoe. Nice counter by Mark Briscoe. He's going down without a fight. That's what I love about Mark Briscoe. He's all heart and all soul. Ugh. He's biting Lance Archer. Oh, nice move. Elbow drop. 1, 2, 3. Winner of this match is Mark Briscoe. He conquered one mountain. He's got to go with another hurdle, and that's Takeshita. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but it would be kind of cool if Orange Cassidy returned during the residency in Philadelphia, because a little fact not many people know, He's from my home state of New Jersey, but he trained in wrestling in Philadelphia and called it his second home. That would be kind of cool if he returned during the residency in Philly. Oh! Shh, it's my lady. Shh. That is my lady. She put the PSA, and she's not afraid of a challenge. She said every woman has to step up, which is true. I mean, you're the AEW Women's Champion. Obviously, she's going to step up, but I want somebody to step out from the sea of misfits, as she would say. But I know she wants an assignment. I don't know who's going to take it. I don't know, because I know her newest friend, Alex Windsor, has business with Mercedes along with Rio. Rio also has business to deal with Mercedes as well with the TBS title. So Tony, she wants an assignment. And she said this too, any women. She wants the sea of misfits, as she would say. Who would step up? I don't know. Okay. Up next is the bonus match. Well, that's understandable. I mean, that's good that he didn't want it on TV, but I thought it would happen after Dynamite, like after Dynamite was off the air. But I'm really happy, like, they did it early. So I said they did it very early, because after Dynamite is over at around 10 o'clock, they could go home. They could go home and leave. That's actually pretty smart to do that. But we are almost at the final hour of AEW Dynamite. This is your Timeless Elite, your PR princess. And I bring to you Timeless Elite Wednesday. Not this bullshit CEO Wednesday. I don't know what the heck Ced was thinking, trying to take away my job and trying to slander me while I was out. Yeah, that's a little bit concerning, because, trying to take my show and saying you're the lead AEW insider. This is how I think of everything else. Hold on.
Eat shit, bitch.
That's how I feel. That is how I feel, because nobody, and I mean nobody, could take away my job. You could try, but you just can't. Hi, Eddie Foster. Thank you for joining on Timeless Elite Wednesday, because we are in week number 2 of residency at the 2300 Arena. I know for that. I know. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I couldn't be on the chat because I was on assignment, but just because I was on assignment doesn't mean I was watching WWT, because yeah, they can say what they want, but I'm here. I'm pretty sure she will, but if not, then and where you get to see Harley Cameron and Chris Statlander backstage with Renee Paquette. I do like the tag team of Harley and Chris Statlander. They are a fun tag team. Harley. I do like the tag team of them two. What is that little runt Wheeler Yuta doing? Chris Statlander. You can tell Chris Statlander would go. I can tell you Chris Statlander would definitely whip Marina Shafir's ass. Because Chris Statlander is not afraid. Or as Tony Storm called her, or as Tony Storm said about Chris Statlander, what a woman. She's a woman of many things. I'm starting to think Mox thinks Marina. Well, we shall see, because like I said, I'm still waiting on Willow and Marina to go one-on-one. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But there is a lot of what's happening between Chris Statlander and the Death Riders, especially, as I mentioned earlier, Daniel Garcia apparently with Moxley and the Death Riders. I don't know what's going on with there, because Moxley trying to recruit Daniel Garcia. But also this Saturday on Collision, it will be Jon Moxley going one-on-one with Daniel Garcia this Saturday on Collision. So, but we have an AEW World Tag Team title match. Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta taking on Brodino, accompanied by Marina Shafir. Don't be shocked if Willow Nightingale comes in to help out Brodino. And I will say, I had the chance to watch Hechicero and Bandino's match at Ring of Honor. Wow, that was a spectacle to see. And also with the fact, too, Bandino is really funny. He got to be in the media scrum for Ring of Honor, and I didn't realize he was that funny and has a really good personality. And he reminds me so much of Zorro with the Max. I was just like, this guy's like the wrestling version of Zorro, and he made me a fan, and I love him. And I think a couple months ago, Will asked me, because I know everybody's big on El Grande Americano and thinking he's the greatest luchador, but I think Will asked me a couple months ago, someone from AEW can live up to that. I'm sorry, El Grande, but it looks like Bandino is going to give you a run for your money, senor. Bandito, here comes Brody. I do love this tag team, but like I said, Bandito, he had a good match, but he is funny, and he has a really good personality. But also, we are in the final hour of Timeless Elite Wednesday. Friendly reminder, once we wrap up this watch-along, I'm just going to hop on the WWT Live and get my post-show there, since that makes it more easy. So after this watch-along's over, we're just going to hop on over to WWT. But we do have a tag team title match. Brodino taking on Claudio Castagnoli and that little run Wheeler Yuta. And they're fun. I do like Brodino as a tag team. Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. Like, you guys can just go straight to WWT Live when it goes off the air, because once I wrap up Dynamite, then WWT Live is going to start, and I can give my thoughts on the post show there. So just to make it more easy peasy. So, and I kind of do like this new time, because I don't feel like I have to rush, and then we got to preview Dynamite and everything. I do like this time. It makes it more better. But here we go. And also the big news that happened, which we will talk about on WWT Live, AEW All Out Toronto will be streaming on HBO Max. And if you're already a paid subscriber, you only have to pay $39.99. Which I have to say, it's not, it can be cheap. Compare that to some of the pay-per-views when you were younger, how much it was for WWE. Compare that. But I'm okay with that, and it makes my watch-alongs a lot more easy, because, yay, we get to stream on Max. Exactly. I do like this new time. And especially for Dynamite, I could just go, ooh, look at Bandito. Like I said, man, I just love Bandito. It's just when I sat through that media scrum, I was like, he is really funny. He is really funny and has a great personality. It's like, how can you not like him? Because like I said, he reminds me so much of Zorro. Here comes Brody. Brody and Claudio. These guys know each other. These guys know each other very, very well. Yes, he was. He asked for a cheesesteak, and I gave him a recommendation for cheesesteaks too. So, but I'm sorry. I know everybody's big on El Grande, but if we're gonna talk about luchadors, I think Bandito could give him a run for his money. He could give El Grande a run for his money. But yeah, Bandito has really great personality, and I'm happy he is representing the Ring of Honor World Championship. Amazing match between him and Hechicero. Amazing. And if you watch the pay-per-view, you can see yours truly because she was in the front row in some of the matches. I have to watch through the whole pay-per-view and do like little clips of it. But you could see me because you could see me during the Ring of Honor men's title and also during the women's title too. So I have to post that up on social too. I got a lot of content I got to post on social. So Bandito, I think Brody's just like, I'm not feeling it. It's like you did the Macarena. I mean, come on, the Macarena is still going. I just love Bandito. He's funny. He just makes me laugh. But here we go, Claudio in the ring. Like I said, don't be shocked if you see Willow Nightingale at ringside. So now it's like, which late? I know I've been itching for Willow and Marina to get in, but Chris Statlander could actually kick Marina Shafir's ass, if you know what I mean, because Chris Statlander doesn't back down from anybody. He did the Macarena. Oh, look at Bandito. I just love him. He's funny. And also a shout out to my WWT sister Honey in the building, buzzing, because she has the keys for tonight's edition of WWT. So once I'm done here, I'm gonna hop on there. I hope Bandito is done with the Duck Talisman. I know, I hope so too. I need Bandito to go on to do bigger and better things. I know he's a tag team champion and all. And you know what's funny? I might be talking about this on WWT, but I may be talking about this later in the week. They boo the crap out of Wheeler Yuta, and he's from Philly, by the way. He's from Philadelphia, by the way, and they just boo the crap out of him. Even when he talked, it was just like a sea of boos. Like, you know how you saw it when Dirty Dom was heel, and he couldn't even hear himself talk. That's what reminded me of Yuta, and they kept saying, F you, Yuta. I'm like, this guy's from Philly. But we'll be talking more about that. And also, there's going to be a lot of topics I'll be talking about on WWT After Dark on Friday. Especially my whole experience with the media scrum, because there were just a few things I noticed. I can't say it here because I don't want us kicked out, but I'll save that for After Dark because yeah, I think, like I said, I think we need proper etiquette with these media scrums because I'm just looking like, what? And I think because my day job, I work in PR, so it's like it kind of goes hand in hand. Yes, and you will see her soon because, like I said, she has the keys to tonight's episode. She has the keys to tonight's episode of WWT. So obviously, of course, we'll be talking about not just Dynamite. We'll also be recapping NXT from last night and also some news happening around the wrestling world because, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that happened in the wrestling world. Obviously, the big announcement that happened regarding AEW. AJ Lee is also a thing that's happening within WWE. Many more stuff happening. So you don't want to miss it. Yes, Mox and Garcia had a great match last week on Dynamite. It felt like... Yeah, exactly. It felt like it because They did, yeah. John Moxley and Daniel Garcia had a really, really good match. So, yeah, it's going to be probably a big one. It's going to be probably a big one in Chicago. And I think yours truly may hop on the watch along for SmackDown. I may hop on for Honey Night SmackDown. I don't know yet, but I may. I don't know yet, but I just have to see how this is going to work. But the match is in picture, but the match is still going live. So tag is made to Wheeler Yuta. I'm just still getting over that they chanted F you Yuta. And even one guy said, "You suck, Yuta." I'm like, yeah, that's Philly for you. And also, I find it funny that they were booing Sammy Guevara, obviously because he's from Texas, and also he's not far from Cowboy Stadium. So obviously, people in Philly were booing Sammy. But we are back live with the AEW Tag Team titles on the line. We have Brodino taking on Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli with Marina Shafir at ringside. So this has been a good match, and they both handled their grounds. Hopefully after this, well, it's going to be very interesting with the Death Riders because Darby Allin's going to need a lot of backup between the Ops, and maybe you could throw in well, it looks like, and I'm looking on TV, it looks like AEW Dynamite 2300 is trending on Twitter. It's trending. I love it. Hi, Nathan Campbell. Thank you for joining. And yes, Buzz, they are. And I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Love that. I love that. Nice move by Bandino. Amazing move. Honestly, especially when I saw that match between him and Cesaro, it was so good. And tag is made to Brody King. But like I said, since Ospreay and Swerve are out, they're going to have to rely on some stars to step up to the plate. Obviously, of course, you have Brodino, Daniel Garcia. I mean, obviously, you got members of the Don Callis family that can step up to the plate because it can't be just MJF, Hangman, and Darby. They can't do it. So you're going to have to really lean on some of your other stars as well. I mean, obviously, you have Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, Hook. And I can't believe I didn't see Shibata. I hope Shibata's okay. Definitely Shibata. I would like to see my other. See, here's the thing. Because people think clients, I should say clientele. But technically, I'm kind of an advocate in a way. And also because Will instead say I have 14 or 10. I'm like, I have 6. I have 6. And they're all in AEW, by the way. Ooh, nice Hurricanrana. And especially too, especially the rivalry between Caster and Bowens, that is starting to heat up a little bit. Because I did see the videos on AEW's social page. So I think it's time for them to really lash it out sooner or later, get a promo. Oh, Air Bandito. Oh. Tag is made to Yuta. I'm hearing the sea of boos from Yuta. I'm like, man, this guy is from Philly. This guy's from Philadelphia, and he's getting booed. Man. And Darby, like I said, Darby Allin took away Gabe Kidd. So that was the thing. That was wild to start off the show. Tag is made to Blandino. And I know she did get involved. It's a shame. You know what? It's a shame Darby had to leave. Because Darby would have been so cool. I just hope they don't make Brodino transitional champions. Because I would like them to at least hold on to those belts just a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. Where's Darby when you need him? Oh, and here comes Moxley. We know Darby left. Yeah, like I said, Moxley's face off against Daniel Garcia this weekend. Oh, great. Well, it was fun for Bandito. Kick out made by Bandito. They do not want to quit. Yeah, well, we know Darby. Well, we know Darby left the building. The fans are really going for Bandito. And Brody, he just got thrown out by Moxley doing the swings. It would be kind of interesting. I know this is going to sound crazy, but it would have been nice if Bryan Danielson would have made an appearance. But I know he's a busy, busy man. Kick out made, and here comes Brody. It would have been nice if Daniel Garcia would have came out because hyping up, the match for Saturday. And they're just throwing Brody out. Like I said, Darby, he left. He's gone. He's out of here. Oh, there he is. I thought he left. Darby Allin got Jon Moxley in a submission hold. And he says he wants him at All Out. It's like Darby. Oh my God. That's hilarious. I think Darby needs to bring his own set of troops in. Ooh, nice sucker punch. Bandito set up. Is he going to do the same move he did to Hedgestero? 1, 2, 3. And your winners and still tag team champions, Brodino. With some help from Darby Allin. With some help. But congratulations to Brodino on a successful reign. I just hope it's not like a transitional route. And I hope it's at least for more than a month. But Darby Allin said it. He's challenging. Hold on. He's chasing Darby Allin. Oh, Darby. I love you, man. But congratulations to them retaining the belts. And here is Okada. And I said this too. I said this because during the tag team match last week, you saw the tension between Okada and Takeshita, and Renee brought that up. Well, that's really interesting with Okada, but I'm going to say, if they're not going to let Takeshita be the one to give him his first pinfall loss, I don't know what we're doing here. So, hi, Michael Vasquez. Thank you for joining on Timeless Elite Wednesday. With your Timeless Elite, your PR princess, whatever you want to call me, with you here. We are in the final hour of Timeless Elite Wednesday. And we are coming to you in the second week of residency at the 2300 Arena. I was there last week. I was there for the first Dynamite, first Collision, and Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor. And it was very, very fun to be at. I'll be sharing a lot more stories on this. Probably during WWT, not just tonight, but during the week as well. I'm very happy. I'm very happy that we are very much getting excited, but this is going to be fun. I'm very excited for this, but yeah, we're getting ready for Dynamite. But thank you all for joining with me on this Watch Along edition, not this bullshit CEO Wednesday, because I don't know what trying to take away my job, but there's going to be a lot to say on WWT because I am back. Wednesdays are my day. and nobody's gonna take my day. The only way that could happen is if Tony Khan has to sweep me off my feet and offer me a job. That's the only way it's gonna happen. Well, it's going to be a fun, but thank you for joining with me on this watch along. Just trying to catch up to speed because obviously my phone's been buzzing, but yeah, and obviously, of course, we still have our main event. We have that all-star 8-man tag team match. Main eventing tonight, the Young Bucks teaming up with Kyle Fletcher and Josh Alexander, Don Callis family, taking on Hangman Adam Page, Kenny Omega, and Jet Speed. Oh, we are going to hear from the Hurt Syndicate with Renee Paquette, especially after what Ricochet in the Gates of Agony said earlier tonight. So it looks like it's official. It's going to be the Hurt Syndicate taking on the Gates of Agony and Ricochet at All Out Toronto. Shelton being polite to Renee. Being polite to Renee. Oh, and and as I mentioned too, we're gonna hear from I know I have to say Adam Copeland and Christian, but I still think of them as Edge and Christian. We're gonna hear from them ahead of their big match against FTR at All Out Toronto. So we're gonna hear from them. Yep, that is true. We do. It's gonna be very interesting. I feel like Saturday is gonna be such a busy day. Well, obviously, and just to let you know, you will be getting a watch along from All Out Toronto from me. You will be getting a watch along. Oh, and here comes FTR. They're taking out Adam Copeland or Edge, if you want to call him that. Yeah, taking off them, and we still waiting on Christian because we thought we were going to hear from them, but here's Christian. Christian helping out. I mean, they did make a pack on it. They did make a pack. Christian said he will help Edge out with his FTR problem. So, it's definitely going to be chaos and mayhem in that match. So I know that little weasel doesn't even want that match to happen, but this is like what happened last week. It just ended with so much chaos last week. Oh my goodness. Great job. Ooh, Dax is busted open on the head. Oh my goodness. I mean, security's trying to break them up, but what can you do? It's gonna definitely be a lot of pandemonium at All Out Toronto. But yeah, Dax is busted open on the head. And Christian taking out security. Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, I think the place in Toronto is going to go crazy. And then here comes members from the locker. Here comes members from the locker room of AEW trying to separate these guys. Yeah, Ring of Honor locker room, AEW locker room, trying to separate some of these guys. Yeah, Dax is busted open. And obviously the crowd chanting, "Let them fight." Oh my God, they are chanting, "Let them fight." Well, it's going to be a battle of tag teams right there. And also with the fact too, FTR did say something on Saturday this past weekend on Collision. Yee. Wow. It's not a surprise that he took out one of the members. Pile driver. Pile driver, and some of the superstars trying to back up. Exactly, Boza. I would not be shocked if there was a stipulation added to this. I mean, we're in Toronto. I wouldn't be shocked if it was a Canadian, if it's a Canadian street fight. So, but yeah, FTR is taking out the locker room. Everybody else, and well, it's going to be very interesting to see. And don't be shocked if Tony Khan tries to put out a fight against FTR right before their match. Do not be shocked. Oh, it is Ring of Honor. This is really getting explosive and intense. Yeah, because like I said, we do have some matches on Collision this weekend. This Saturday on Collision, obviously we know Jon Moxley taking on Daniel Garcia. We know Mark Briscoe is going to take on Konosuke Takeshita. Yeah, this is the promo that they had for Daniel Garcia and Jon Moxley, especially what happened last year with Bryan Danielson. Thanks for the heads up with Toronto starting at 3 p.m. I've been saying offline because I didn't. Oh, yes. You don't want to. Yeah, Boza. I was just talking about this too because they have not had Blood and Guts yet. So it has to happen at September to Remember, which would makes a lot more sense because I think the whole scheduling with All in Texas happening in July kind of really derailed a little bit of things because I know last year at Blood and Guts it happened in July because it kind of coincided with Wembley Stadium in August. So question is, who would be part of Blood and Guts? That is the question, because who would be the team? Because obviously it would have to be the Death Riders and Gabe Kidd. Don't be shocked if Gabe Kidd's other homeboys from New Japan comes in as well. So we have to see on that. Also, it looks like with some of the ladies, it could be a Blood and Guts match. So up next, I feel like this whole Dynamite has been so quick. But yeah, up next is our main event tag team match. Dare I say this? Are we going to end at 10 o'clock? I don't want to speak too soon. Because I feel like there is something happening in this match. It has flown by super fast, Boza, but I feel like there is a lot more to this match, and don't be shocked if MJF makes an appearance. I'm just saying, he wasn't there last week, and he had some words to say to Hangman. I'm just saying, don't be shocked if Hangman. I know it's like you don't want to go to the link WWT time and then bam. I know that's why I'm gonna stay here until Dynamite ends, and then once it ends, we're gonna head over to WWT live to get my post show because that's why I think MJF may make an appearance tonight. But it was great. I'm very happy, and we're at the last because of that troll in storyline, the contract winners. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Because I would not be shocked if MJF made an appearance tonight at 2300. So because then it's like, what's next for Hangman? Because I know Hangman, he's dealing. I feel like almost everyone is dealing with the Don Callis family. Almost everybody is. You would think everybody would be dealing with the Death Riders, but a lot of people are dealing with the Don Callis family. So, but yeah, we do have our main event. But before, if I try not to, I do want to thank everybody for being on my watch along. I know I was not on last week because I was on assignment for residency in Philadelphia. I just could not miss it. Like, even if I attended like one Dynamite, one Collision, I definitely wanted to experience it. And I was very happy to represent WWT. I was very happy to attend Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor. It was an amazing show and so happy. If you have not seen it, the whole event is now up on Ring of Honor's YouTube channel. It's now up on the YouTube channel. You can watch it. It's free. No paywalls in there. Yeah, Maria. I mean, I'm kind of at a point. I mean, I get it with the 8-man tag team match and everything else, but I think because some stars are injured, this is where they kind of have to break away from some of the tag team matches because I just don't want to get it. Oh, excuse me. I don't want to get it too repetitive because I feel like there's so many storylines jammed into one, and it's like, ooh. But hopefully, like, we can at least create a lot more storylines since some people are coming back 100% healthy and kind of standing out and being the future of AEW because Swerve's not here, Ospreay's not here, they're both hurt, and we're gonna hear backstage from that Weasel and a FTR. Well, geez, that little Weasel was all tough because they had tough TR. And then, of course, he got into the face. Yeah, everyone's banned from ringside. So we do have an all-star 8-woman tag match. My lady, Toni Storm, Mina Shirakawa, Chris Statlander, Harley Cameron, taking on the Triangle of Madness and Megan Bayne. Everyone's banned from ringside. But as I mentioned, Mark Briscoe taking on Konosuke Takeshita. Yeah. It does get a little bit repetitive with these tag team matches because I'm like, yeah. I mean, I have nothing against them, but it's like, there is a lot of storylines. It's just like you don't want to jam-pack everyone because I feel like some of them need their own. I don't have a problem with them meshing together. But then it kind of gets a little repetitive. Like, okay, we need to create some separate storylines here. Courtney, wait, oh my goodness. Well, here is our main event. 53 days of not being EVPs. These guys again. Oh my god. I will say for them to roll with this storyline, I gotta give them credit. I have to give them a lot of credit because they are going with this storyline. Matt and Nick, the Titan drop. 53 days without being EVPs. Oh my goodness. This is hilarious. I will say whoever's doing this for the Young Bucks deserve a raise. Oh my god, earlier today So earlier today, there was a meet and greet that they had. And apparently, if you saw the advertising on socials, I mean, it looked like a meet and greet. I'm pretty sure they had people there. Okay, good. At least they had some fans there. That makes me feel better. That makes me feel a lot more better that they had some fans. I know, right? These guys again. This is hilarious. It is hilarious. I'm just loving this. And for them to kind of roll with it and enjoy this, says something. But yeah, earlier today they had a meet and greet, and yeah, I just find that really hilarious. Oh man. Oof. Oof. And here comes Kyle Fletcher. Here comes Kyle Fletcher. And Josh Alexander. And oh, great. I get to see that creep Don Callis again. Again. So, yay. I want to know where Kyle Fletcher gets his sunglasses from, because I feel like almost every week he always has a different design of sunglasses. And this time that creep, I know. Trust me, Boza. It was just beautiful not to hear his commentary. It was just beautiful not to hear it when I was live. And here comes Jet Speed. Well, here comes Jet Speed, Kevin Knight, Speedball, Mike Bailey. I do like them as a tag team. They're very fun. They do have good chemistry, them two. I do like them as a tag team. They are fun. So fun. But yeah. And they're just waiting on their tag team partners. Their tag team partners. Here comes Kenny Omega. And I will say, I did not expect Kenny Omega to come last week. The amount of cheers he got last week, even in person, it was just ruckus. But I did not expect Kenny to come back last week. But yeah, Kenny. Even the fans are reciting his entrance of Justin Roberts. That's crazy. Kenny. And also, they're just waiting on their tag team partner. The reigning AEW World Heavyweight Champion, Hangman Adam Page. I know. He should be. You would think he's scared of Kenny. He should be more scared of Hangman. Because Hangman was really going to hurt him. Yeah, Coochie for him to work TV. Definitely is. I was going to say, Don Callis should be more afraid of Hangman. And it's funny, I was reading somewhere like Hangman Adam Page is a champion for adults. For the people. I guess because if you did not know, he was a teacher from Virginia. So I guess that maybe that's why a lot of people relate to him and him being a cowboy and all. So I guess that kind of be. But here comes Hangman Adam Page. Yeah, he wants Lance Archer to bring in the title, but we shall see because, Hangman has to deal with not only the Don Callis family, but as I mentioned, MJF. So I said, do not be shocked if MJF comes out during the main event. And I can't believe it's 9:39. And we have less than 20 minutes of AEW Dynamite. But here's your main event. All-Star 8-man tag team match. Kenny Omega, Hangman Adam Page, and Jet Speed taking on the Young Bucks, Kyle Fletcher, and Josh Alexander. Boza, here's the thing, because I may have to talk about this on WWT After Dark, because I don't think I can talk about this now. But it was hilarious when people were chanting F. Don Callis so much on the days I was there, and they were booing him. And then there was this guy that was saying, F you, Don Callis, you bald-headed. It was just crazy. I was like, man, he's getting a lot of jeers into this. But yeah, everybody was saying F Don Callis. And it was just music to my ears. I just loved it. And here we go. We have our main event. The AEW World Heavyweight Champion, Hangman Adam Page, taking on Josh Alexander. It was also a treat last week too, because we didn't think Hangman was going to be advertised last week. Oh, he got in the face of Kyle Fletcher. Oh. Ooh, nice counter by Hangman. What's he going to do? I think he's making a tag to his former tag team partner. They were also former tag team champions, by the way, Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page. And now it's just turned into chaos. And I just love seeing chaos. I love seeing mayhem. It's just fun, fun, fun. Yes, exactly. We're going to stay until we get a winner. And once Dynamite is closed, because like I said, once we wrap up AEW Dynamite, we're going to head straight over to WWT Live. And I will give a post show of AEW Dynamite. Obviously, we're going to talk about NXT from last night. Also, a lot of news happening throughout the wrestling world. I mean, of course, AJ Lee, obviously the big announcement for AEW, along with many other things. So feel free to check it out. But Honey has the keys. She has the keys for tonight's show. So who's going to pop in? We don't know. So, but I'll be back. Nice tag team between Kenny and Hangman. It's like the boys are back together again. Yes, she does. She has a lot of news for Wednesday night. She has a lot of news. So we got big news happening. So, but yeah, this match is in picture-in-picture. And the match is still going live. So it's Speedball and Josh Alexander, two Canadians who are not familiar. Two Canadians who are not familiar with each other. And I could tell because I'm following people on social too, because some of them are at 2,300 right now. I'm like, I did my part. I did my part last week. I got to do 1 week of it, but I'm happy to be back here doing a watch along with all of you. It was fun though, but I'm happy to be doing it back here. And we will also be back next week. So buckle up, because there's going to be a lot of exciting fun. And I just hope some of the stars from AEW had their chance to do some sightseeing and actually got to eat some cheesesteaks and got to do a little exploring, because later in the week, I am actually going to do a post, because I noticed some of the stars of AEW, I'm not going to say they haven't been to Philly, but they're not familiar with Philly. So I'm going to give a list of posts on where to eat and also where to travel, but it'll be posted later in the week, because they deserve to go some exploring. And this is the second week of residency, and next week is the final week. So at least they get to do some exploring and some time in. But Yeah, I just hope they do some exploring and some time in, and also making sure their safety, because obviously we know what happened this past weekend during Paris when WWE was there. Rhea Ripley was being followed, obviously Sheamus. So hopefully, I don't want to see any superstars or wrestlers get hurt. So, but I think we're going to be talking more about that on WWT After Dark. I have a few topics that we could discuss on here, but I think I don't want us kicked off on YouTube. I think I'm going to save some of it for WWT After Dark because there's a few topics out there. But we are back live with our all-star main event tag team match. We have Hangman Adam Page, Kenny Omega, and Jet Speed taking on the Young Bucks, Kyle Fletcher, Josh Alexander, and we also have that creep Don Callis at ringside, which I could care less about. So, anyways, you know, this has really been a good, solid show, a good Dynamite. I mean, I understand with the Eggman because I guess some people are hurt and trying to, but and they need matches as well because it does get a little bit repetitive with these all-star 8-person tag matches. Because I would like to see a little bit of expanded storylines, most specifically in their women's division, because their women's division, they do have multiple storylines in there. It's just consistency and execution. But well, they are the best tag team, but I wouldn't say the greatest tag team in history. Let's be very clear, because I think there's a few tag teams I would put on that list. The Young Bucks, I can't take away wrestling wise, but the go-to tag team, pump the brakes a little bit. Let's pump the brakes. Oh, nice move by Kevin Knight. I'm gonna tell you something. If I don't know how they're gonna do the Continental Classic later in the year, but I would love to see Kevin Knight, Speedball in that tournament. Like, they gotta be in that tournament. And I feel like Kevin Knight would be so fun to watch and just see how he goes further in the tournament. And also, just to let you know, there's also another match made AEW. They will be in Nashville, Tennessee for Thanksgiving Eve and Thanksgiving Saturday. Just to let you know. I just want to put an FYI in there. But it was announced on AEW social pages. They will be in Nashville for Thanksgiving Eve. Not sure if I'm going to do a watch along then, but we shall see. Because, we're in September. The fans are chanting for Hangman. He does have nice agility, though. Nice double team by the Young Bucks. Nice double team by Hangman and Kenny Omega on the TNT champion Kyle Fletcher. Also, like I said the same thing with MJF. Do not be shocked if Mark Briscoe comes out too, because he wants to get his hands on Kyle Fletcher. And he also has a beef with MJF. Are they going to go tag team? Well, here comes Josh Alexander doing the counter in for Hangman. Oh boy, right in the announcer's table. Took out the champ. Oh my goodness. It's like, and you can see the energy in the fans, the energy throughout the whole fans. Everybody's on their feet at 2,300, and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And like I said, this is the second week in a row AEW Dynamite has sold out. Do not be shocked if next week is sold out. Oof, nice kick by Speedball. Nice German suplex by Josh Alexander. I can hear the fans chant for Speedball. Oh man, that's pretty dope. Oh my goodness. What is Speedball? Look at the Young Bucks. Speedball has a kick. For the Young Bucks, another super kick. Yay. Oh boy. I think they're doing a pile driver. Oh. Oh my god. Taking out Jet Speed. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, it's picture in picture right now, and ooh, Hangman, Kenny, and Jet Speed are in not so great shape. But even though this match is in picture in picture, match is still going live and trying to taunt with the fans and everything else. But we shall see on that. Oh my goodness. But like I said, if I don't say this earlier, it has been fun hanging out with all of you on Timeless Elite Wednesday, not this bullshit CEO Wednesday. Because, Jesse, I'm going to go back. I am coming back full steam. Because this is what happens when you try to take over my show. Because courtesy of my clientele's, the Acclaimed, I kind of had to play this.
Now I'm on air, bitch. Blonde hair, bitch. Beat you so bad. Get a massage chair, bitch. Ugly ass bitch. You look like a bitch. Shout to the crew. Leave them shook like a bitch.
I had to play that because Caster says it better than I would. Oh boy, that's what happens. You ain't taking over my show, not while I'm standing. Not when I'm standing. But like I said, it has been fun with this watch along with all of you for Timeless Elite Wednesday. Once we wrap up Dynamite in the main event, we're just going to head over to WWT Live and I will give a post show. I'll give a post show of AEW Dynamite. What are my thoughts next as they continue the road to All Out in Toronto? So buckle up because we have a jam-packed episode. My God. But I think this might be the final picture-in-picture because oh goodness. And also, like I said, I'll be sharing a lot more of my experience being at 2300. It was just, like I said, it was just magical to be there at an historic arena, getting people hyped up, having that nostalgic feeling in the world, and just seeing the crowd come out. It was just nuts to see. And even people came out for Ring of Honor too. And I loved it. I love to see it, but I really want to see AEW grow. I want to see them be successful. I definitely want to see them take it to the next level. Do they have things they have to work on? Yes. Do they have to be consistent storylines? Absolutely. But I do think if they can get their ducks in a row and improve their women's division, then I think they can be successful. But we are back live with our main event, an all-star 8-man tag team match. Kenny Omega, Hangman Adam Page, and Jet Speed taking on the Young Bucks, Kyle Fletcher, and Josh Alexander. Ooh, nice. Look, as much as I always like to take jabs on the Young Bucks too, you can't deny that they're one of the best tag teams in wrestling. Can't deny their wrestling ability. You just really can't. And I love that they're posting some of the Twitter posts happening throughout 2300 tonight. So it makes me happy to see that it's a successful residency so far. People showed up. Like I said, last week was sold out. It's completely sold out. Tonight, sold out as well. I would not be surprised if next Wednesday was sold out too. But Speedball is trying to make a tag to his fellow Canadian, Kenny Omega. They want Kenny, but then Josh Alexander, another Canadian, trying to not let the tag happen. Tag is made to Kenny Omega. And here we go. Him and Kyle Fletcher, one-on-one. Kenny Omega had this aura that anytime he comes out, like everybody would go nuts and they would chant Kenny. He just has this aura. Because I will say, I have not heard of Kenny Omega. I'm not going to lie. I've only heard of Kenny Omega through Chris Jericho because him and Jericho had a match at the Tokyo Dome, which is one of the best matches ever. That's how I've heard of Kenny. And I started to learn more about him on his influential in professional wrestling. And it's so cool that he's definitely well known, especially not signing with WWE, becoming very popular with the fans and helping out with AEW. Oh, this is going to be fun. Kenny, Hangman, the Young Bucks, they were all the elites. And tag is made to Hangman. It's just crazy because they all four of them were the elites. And they put on a lot of banger matches in the early years of AEW. And definitely go check them out now because they're all on HBO Max. Did not think it would happen, but here we are in 2025. Elite. Ooh, nice clothesline made. Nice kick. Like I said, do not be shocked if you see MJF backstage. Buckshot. Oh, that was a miscue by the Young Bucks. They were going to do the Buckshot Larry, but it looks like it was a miscue. Ooh, bang. And is this going to be tag team? Ooh, they thought they were going to hit each other, but they know better. Super kick, clothesline. Even Tony Schiavone saying this is incredible. Look at the crowd on their feet. Just look at it. Oh my God. It's just the atmosphere is insane. Oh my goodness. Oh, so it has been official. So she will be defending the TBS title against Rio. So it has been confirmed. Interesting. I mean, I understand they're trying to like collide with WrestlePalooza, but I'm very curious on where this is going to go with TBS. Because like I said, I do think they're going to continue Alex and Mercedes because I feel like there's a lot more story to this. Ooh, nice move by Kyle Fletcher. Kick out made by Hangman. Oh Lord, I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired of this creep on commentary. Oof, nice kick. He was going to go with the brainbuster, but tag is made to Kevin Knight. Ooh, that was close. Ooh, that was very close. Very close. Nice drop kick by Kevin Knight. He's trying to get the crowd involved. Oh, and one of the members of the Young Bucks. Nice save by Speedball. Tag team. Nice double team. Here was Kevin. Oh. Super kick. Super kick by Kyle Fletcher. DDT by Kevin Knight. Oh my God, this is on fire! Oh, Kyle Fletcher blocked it with the knees. It's already 10 o'clock, folks, so we're gonna be on for a while. Ooh, nice hurricanrana by Speedball. Super kick by the Young Bucks. Super kick onto Hangman and Kenny Omega. Ooh, nice bad punch by Kevin Knight. Jeez. Nice tag team by the Young Bucks. Oof. Kevin Knight's in a very interesting position. And Kyle Fletcher, brainbuster. That has to be it. So your winner, Kyle Fletcher. Josh Alexander and the Young Bucks picked up a victory. Ironically enough, they won last week. Well, where are they going to... I'm very curious on where they're going to go with Hangman on this, because he is the champ. I know, right? 2 for 2. Well, not tonight, but that troll, you're going to see him on Saturday on Collision this weekend, because Konosuke Takeshita will be taking on Mark Briscoe. I think that make... I'm sorry, I'm looking at this. So when Don Callis was clapping, this fan was giving him the middle finger, and I'm like, what the heck? And the Don Callis family is just ripping Super Sergeant to shred. See, this is where my guy Orange Cassidy needs to come in, because Philadelphia's a second home. He's cleared, but you want to make sure you do it to him properly. And here come the rest of the members of the Don Callis family. I'm sure we're going to see Mark Briscoe come out. That's because that's because he's good at his job. To have that much heel heat, that's why he's good at his job. But like I said, we haven't seen Orange Cassidy for a while. And it would be nice for him to make an appearance in any of the dates in Residency. So, yeah. But they want to destroy. They really want to destroy Hangman Adam Page. I really thought Mark was going to come out, to be honest. Oof. Jeez. I always said he's the best thing that happened to Kyle Fletcher. Yeah, that is true. You got to give Don Callis a lot of credit for helping out with Kyle Fletcher. But, jeez. Now I'm very curious on where this is going to go with Hangman for his title, because not only he has to deal with MJF, he has to deal with the Don Callis family. And they really want to put a burden on Kenny Omega, because I feel like this is more than just the AEW title. They want to destroy Kenny Omega. It's like this creep has this unhealthy obsession with Don Callis. But Kenny Omega, he's fighting back, but he's only one person. He can't even take it on by himself. Oh boy. Ooh, they hit him right in the abdominal area. And that's where he had some blood, coughed out blood when he had his contract signed with Okada. Yikes. Yeah, they really want to take out Kenny. This is where they could have brought up Orange Cassidy. But who knows? They may save him. They may save him for next week since it is the final week of residency. Because I believe he's cleared. Yep. Boza, 5-year unhealthy obsession. That's what it pretty much is. Oh my God. And just drilled Kenny Omega through that table. I will say this does help out the Don Callis family to become a little bit stronger. Because not just Kenny, they pretty much want Hangman's title. Oof. And Kyle Fletcher, he's after that table, his back is bloody. So I think this is more than just the AEW title. This is just about destroying Kenny Omega. And also Hangman Adam Page. But they did come for the title. And on top of that, as I mentioned, you got MJF lurking. I hope not, folks. Thank God I'm not at that. Thank God I'm not at that show tonight. Thank God I'm not at that show. But yeah, this is going to be more than just the AEW title, Kenny. And I think this is kind of a way for him to be off television for a while, because not only you have Will Ospreay and Swerve off of television, you may also have to deal with Kenny being off television. So I think this is where some of their stars really need to step up to the plate. Because as I mentioned, Hangman, MJF, Darby, Mox, they can't do this on their own. So this is where they're going to have to make some of their single stars to the next level. I mean, obviously you have Samoa Joe, you have Powerhouse Hobbs and those guys. But this is where it's going to be very interesting. They're going to really have to really strategize. Yeah, if Kenny has to take absence, I worry about they lost. Yeah, so this is going to be very interesting, and this wraps up AEW Dynamite happening tonight. It has been a pleasure being with all of you, because this is your timeless elite, your PR princess, Stone Cold Courtney, with you tonight. We just wrapped up, and we're going to be starting WWT shortly, so I will be giving my own post-show analysis on what happened on tonight's episode, and feel free to head over there. You know where to find me on socials, but yeah. Yes, it was an interesting way to kick off week 2 at the 2300 Arena, but this is your Timeless Elite signing off, and I will see you on WWT Live, because this is Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. And also, before I forget, we do have an archive, women's archive, that Boss Lady is making, and this is definitely an important way to get women's wrestling, so feel free to check this out, and we will sign off. So this is Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches January 1st, 2026, and it's going to pave the way for all women's wrestling.
Because if we don't document it, a man might say he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate $1, $5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WWTalkpod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.